We're at Auto Expo 2020 and with me is a very special guest, CEO and MD of Piaggio India, Diego Graffi. Diego, thank you for joining us, and a brand new start to the Auto Expo, a brand new category of scooters, the new SXR 160. So tell us about it. It's been in the making for some time now?
Well, the development of a scooter is ongoing since the last couple of years. So we plan to launch for India market around Q3 2020. So we start booking in around the month of August. And it's worth to mention that is the first scooter that is developed fully in Italy, designed fully in Italy, but especially meant for having the India consumer mind in mind always. So it is specifically meant for India market. A lot of content and features that are meant to be also futuristic from that point of view.
Right.
So in state of the art in terms of styling, in terms of craftsmanship, in terms of aerodynamics. So I think that, let me say, will be give, let me say, to Indian consumer really something that they have not seen before.
So your Aprilia SR125, SR150 and now the 160 has seen a lot of interest in India particularly. In terms of percentage growth, we've seen like huge percentage growth over the last few years. Did you go into the market, did you do some research to gauge the mood of the consumer that there's the need for a scooter like this, position like this?
Sure. As I said, we started more than 2 years ago with some market research, trying to understand, not in on immediate base, but having perspective of 3 to 5 years even from now, what could have attracted and impressed the mindset of consumer more than any other kind of product proposition. So we decided to go for this product concept that is, how to say, a new category of scooter. We call it Cross Max because again is a maxi, but at the same time in terms of dimension is quite compact. So it's giving customer possibility to go for long riding, but at the same time, let me say, be able to go on traffic jam quite easily.
Right. Now this one we understand is based on the Aprilia SR160, the same engine. So how different is it? It looks a little longer, the wheelbase is longer. How different it is structurally?
Yes, definitely some part of the mechanics like engine, like you correctly said, are shared with Aprilia SR, but I would say 90% of the vehicle now is completely brand new. And so, let me say, that is current with the mission of the vehicle itself. But as I was saying, it's meant to be utilized for long riding, but can be utilized in urban area as well. So that's why we decided to go for this kind of concept that giving space, giving comfort to a rider and to pillion, but at the same time it gives also a possibility to enjoy it from an engine performance point of view.
Yeah. So you have the Vespa name, which is a long and storied name in the scooter segment worldwide, and quite a few range of Vespa models in India per se. So do you think there's a difference in the consumer's mood? The Aprilia is more popular than the Vespa segment, or?
No, I don't think that there is much of possibility, let me say, to compare Vespa and Aprilia. And that's why actually was the reason why initially we decided to go for two completely different kind of product proposition. Vespa is Vespa, is a segment itself, not only here in India but anywhere else in the world. It's doing a segment, is a segment on its own.
Yeah.
While Aprilia is, and mainly SR, we choose SR when we decided to enter with Aprilia brand here in India because again since typically India is a market that is one of the fastest growing market both for motorbikes and for scooter.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of product that combine the Aprilia SR is combining the performance of the motorbikes with the practicality and ease of functionality of the scooter. So I do not see, let me say, possibility that any customer, let me say, would like to be to adopt Vespa instead of SR or the opposite. We have consumers that like Vespa for what it is, for what it means, and we have customers that like Aprilia for what it is and what it is. Yes.
We've seen the Vespa Elettrica this time around, last time around Auto Expo as well, and it's been quite acclaimed worldwide. And you'd mentioned earlier that you're working on India-specific electric mobility solutions. So are we expecting something more than one electric two-wheeler from Piaggio India?
Well, we started. India definitely is one of the most more fertile, environment ecosystem now available in the world for electric mobility. There is a lot of talks, a lot of movement around electric mobility, and we see that a lot of players are. And we see also examples, plenty of examples here in Auto Expo during this edition that we see. Most of the players that are displaying something meant for electric. That is again the result and the consequence of the big, change of mood that we have seen in India in the last 2-3 years. We started with electric three-wheeler some months ago. We launched our electric three-wheeler, in the month of December. And we are already in the market with that solution. Now we are thinking about introducing electric powertrain also in our scooter gamma. We are targeting mainly a Vespa because we think that Vespa is the most suitable, kind of product category that would be, utilized for introducing ourselves in electric mobility space in two-wheeler. We displayed here Vespa Elettrica because this is the model that we started selling in Europe 1.5 years ago. Definitely will be the inspiration and the originator of anything that we are going to introduce here in India. It should be a new Vespa, not the one that we have currently in place. That could be strictly derived from this one, but definitely if you have to come to India, we have to think something that is customized and meant for this kind of market.
What about motorcycles? A couple of years ago at the Auto Expo, we saw the Tuono 150, RS 150, and there's a huge interest in India in that segment of 150cc. So 2-4 years down the line, we still haven't seen those motorcycles.
No, true, in the sense that we were targeting a couple of years ago that kind of segment to introduce ourselves in motorbike space. It is also true to say that having a brand like Aprilia and not thinking about producing and selling motorbikes made in India for India market is something that is somehow a contradiction. So definitely we are still working on that project. It is a little bit delayed with respect to our original intention because our perception is that there is a trend here in India that is moving towards higher engine range like 250, 300cc. So the kind of product platform that we were targeting at that point in time, we have to change it, and so now we are thinking about something new that is specifically meant for India market that could be leveraged also in terms of volumes and in terms of commonalization with other parts of the world, like Southeast Asia or Europe or whatever it is, because the same trend that we see here in India is valid somewhere else as well.
I was actually coming to that. 4 years ago, maybe the 150cc segment was booming, but 4 years later, now it's the 250, 300cc, which is seeing more than 50% growth year on year. So where are we on that project? Is it still in the bluepoint stage?
We are in concept phase because, as I said, we are thinking about something that will be not only meant for India, but for, the matter of economy of scale could be utilized also with the same platform and some different customization, for example, for entire Southeast Asia, where the same trend we have seen. So we are still in the concept phase because we have to combine, the needs of India, the needs of countries surrounding India with needs of other countries different from.
And where will it be manufactured and designed?
Design definitely always in Italy because all our design and styling for what is concerned to wheeler is fully concentrated in Italy, and manufacturing could be India, could be also somewhere else. Okay. We have a lot of plants across the world, so we have a lot of choices.
Moving on to bigger bikes, the RSV4, it's been huge. I haven't ridden it yet because I don't get to ride it, but that's the space, that's the brand Aprilia is known for, performance, high performance bikes. So anything in the super sport class, anything in the little class, anything more planned for India? Or
is a market that is quite limited, 1000cc up is still quite limited in terms of volumes here in India, so it's not justifying, let me say, to develop a product that is specifically meant for India and produce and manufacture here in India. So this bike we are selling, let me say, good numbers. We see a lot of Indian consumers that appreciate and love Aprilia brand and 200 SV4 mainly. We are importing them in CBU with, let me say, few quantities, but this is what we see now is the potential of this market.
So any number that you foresee for this, the SXR 160?
No, not at the moment. Let me say, our mission is not to measure ourselves in terms of numbers, in terms of market share. So definitely will be in sync with the volumes and let me say the quantities that we can see for Vespa and Aprilia. So this is, we see that what we see is our mission, let me say, to give customers something that we have not seen, is not common with anything else, and let me say is giving them a possibility to satisfy their dreams from a certain point of view.
The 160cc segment in this class, not identical at this, but there have been scooters in the past, in the 150, 160. There was a scooter called the Kinetic Blaze back in 2005, 2006, which was widely received initially but didn't go on to become a success. So did you go back and look at its failures, or was it too much before its time?
No, this product is considering not the past, but considering, let me say, what we foresee will be the trend in the future. So when we discuss internally also with styling department, with defining the concept of a vehicle, our target was to define, launch something that will be futuristic even 3-5 years from now. So that's why we, let me say, we decided to give it this impressive, let me say, styling and contents and features that will be up to date and will be modern even in 3-5 years from now.
So that was Diego Graffi talking to us about a new Aprilia SXR 160. Will it be a game changer? Definitely looks stunning to us, and will herald a new era in scooters as we know of it today. So thank you so much, Diego.
Thank you.